Hey YouTubers, it's me, Zipster. Okay, before I even get started, let me say right now, if this video probably isn't appropriate for people under 18. It's not appropriate for most people, frankly. But young people, I would suggest you turn it off. And if you do leave it on, God, where are your parents? And if you don't know where your parents are and you watch it, please let me suggest you do not use any portion of my life as a roadmap for your future, because you will get lost. Trust me, I have many times. Go on with your dreams and plans, go to beauty school, be a dental hygienist, whatever. Do not follow my example. Thank you. Okay, my videos have been getting a little lengthy lately, so I decided, for my short attention span friends, as am I'm going to set the timer tonight. I'm going to try to get through. Okay, I'm picking up from where I left off with Every Girl's Dream Come True, the marriage of me and Sheila. I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. When the bell rings, the story is over, no matter where the hell I am in it. So I'm going to try to blow right through this thing, okay? Setting the timer. Okay. Yes, running. So, finally, 3 days after the wedding, we get all these moochers out of the apartment. Sheila was a lot more anxious to get rid of them than I was. It was, my reprieve from having sex. Okay, they're finally gone. It's time for sex. There's no putting it off anymore. So let me just put it this way: everything worked out just fine. I mean, it wasn't like fireworks on the 4th of July, but it was, at least like Memorial Day or something. It was fine. It worked out great, and we continued to do it for a while. And this is like we got married in February, but then by like the time May came around, we had been talking to a bunch of our other friends, and we wanted to go out to California and see what the whole hippy dippy movement was about out there. So one of our friends is like, well, I'm going to buy a van. And we're all like, okay, well, if we, you buy a van, and we'll all chip in for food and gas and blah, blah. So there are 6 of us, and we all decide this is what we're going to do. So on Mother's Day, me and Sheila went up to Zelda's place to tell her that we were leaving for California. Well, let me tell you, Zelda didn't take it very well. She is like throwing herself on every appliance in the kitchen. Like 1 minute she's over the stove, oh, I can't believe you're going to do this. The next minute her head's in the sink, I can't believe you told me on Mother's Day. The next minute she's laying across the table, you're killing me. It didn't go good. But we were determined to do it. So I think we left in like mid-August or something, or the beginning of in August. Anyway, okay. So the goal was to get to California, Oakland, California, because we had 3 friends who had gone out like earlier in the summer, and they had a crash pad there, and we were all going to live together and be hippy dippies, whatever. So we all get in the van, and it took us 3 months to get out there, because we went up through like New York State, and then up through like Montreal, and then down around the Great Lakes, and down to Detroit, and then every time we'd find a place we really liked, when we got to Drop City in Colorado, well actually Trinidad, Colorado, that they had this geodesic dome commune that Buckminster Fuller, I believe, built and paid for and all this stuff, so it was a whole bunch of hippies, and we stayed there for like a while because we really liked it. But we finally made it out to Oakland, California. Okay, fine. Everybody got kind of like, I had a job at a hello, this is the Robin Construction Company. When is the last time you had your house sided? But I could only take that rejection for like 2 days, and I had to quit. And everybody pretty much had shitty jobs, so they had to quit. And then everybody sold their blood, like for money, but I couldn't because I had jaundice as a child, so I didn't have to sell blood. So I was kind of freeloading off of everybody else. But after a little while, everybody was getting kind of sick of California, and one by one, people were like, you know what? I'm going to fly back out east, and So, before you know it, it's me and Sheila and the one other person that we least wanted to be stuck in California with. And we decided, we're going home too. And she's like, well, everybody's going home. I'm going home too. So it's like just before Thanksgiving. Geniuses that we are. I mean, it's still nice in Oakland, California, just before Thanksgiving. So we go to the airport, we have all our crap, and we're wearing like shorts and flip-flops and t-shirts. And we get back east, and there's like 1.5 feet of snow on the ground. It's like what a bunch of geniuses we are. Anyway, so here we are, back home. Now, it turns out we got back the same damn apartment that we had rented when we first got married. Because when we left, this hippie couple friend of ours was like, oh man, we'll take over the place for a while. And by the time we got back, like 3 months later, however long. They were like splitting up, and they were like, "Well, you can have your damn apartment back." Meanwhile, they had turned into junkies, and they sold all the furniture, and there was like nothing in there. So we like were living on sleeping bags and stuff like that. And one of the people who had gone to California with us moved in with us. So once again, it was like a whole big crash pad situation. But that's all fine. So one day I get a call, because I had been, before we left for California, and before I met Stella even, I was in this this 3-piece acoustic band. I played piano, believe it or not. Oh my God. Piano, guitar, and bass. And I'm not going to tell you what we were called, because it turns out people around here are starting to watch this, and I don't want to incriminate myself. Anyway, it was like we were kind of like a Crosby, Stills, Nashy kind of thing, you know. And I could sing a lot better than I could play piano. I was really pretty lame. But one day I get a call from this drummer I knew. We'll call him Quick Draw McGraw. Okay, so he calls up and he said, "Hey, I'm in this new band, and we're looking for a piano player, and I talked about you, and would you like to audition?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I come up and I audition at the forum. They're like, "Play us an original song." I played it and I sang, and they were like, "Wow, he's a really good singer, and that's a really good sound, but boy, he's a really crappy piano player." Anyway, I got the gig with the band. So they have an extra room. They all lived on this big old farm up north. So me and Stella packed up all our stuff and moved in with the band, right? So the band, all we did was like rehearse and rehearse and rehearse relentlessly for like months. And then we started getting jobs, and finally I got the lead singer thrown out because he really wasn't very good, and we got a real keyboard piano player because I couldn't really play, and I became the singer. Anyway, so then we started traveling with the band. So one weekend we're in upstate New York at this place that we used to go up on a Friday afternoon and come home on a Sunday afternoon, because we would play Friday and Saturday night. Okay, so one day, like, we had run of the bar because we stayed up above the bar, and during the day we'd come down and either rehearse or play pool or whatever. But one day, one of the roadies and I, we sat at the bar and we drank ourselves silly. Okay, I mean so silly that it got to the point where I kind of woke up, and the two of us were in the back of the equipment truck, and we were naked, and okay, I don't have to go into detail, but I'm like, guess what? I didn't wind it far enough for it to ring, but that's 5 minutes. But it's gonna just be a second longer. So I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this? And meanwhile, this was the 4th of July, because then that whole weekend we were just like together, and these were fireworks like the 4th of July. I'm like, that's it. When I get home, I'm telling Stella, this is over. So we get home, and I take Stella out to a restaurant, because you never tell them. You have to go to a public place, because if you tell them at home, they could kill you, or scream and freak out, or kill themselves, or whatever. But they don't usually do that at like Red Lobster. So I took her out and I said, "Stella, I have to tell you, I can't do this anymore. I can't be with you anymore." And she was all like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" I was like, the old line, "It's not you, it's me." But I didn't have the courage to tell her it was because I was with a guy. I just kind of told her I couldn't do it. So she thought I met some girl on the road, all this crap. And it was like, we swore, oh, I keep saying her name. We swore we would always be friends, and blah, 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 blah. Eventually, she moved out of the farm. And here's where the story really takes off. But I know I'm at like 7 minutes, so I'm going to have to pick it up again. I'm really sorry, you guys. Oh my God, it gets really... I'm never going to be able to run for any kind of office, not even like president of the IBEW, like the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. But, okay, I'll pick this up again later, I promise. Okay, thank you!